Good morning, folks. It's 2:30 in the morning, and I wanted to say that my main focus, it ain't gonna work that way, folks. Folks, my study, my what I would, my study basically is before the younger. Anyway, that's what I call my study. The stone the before the younger drop. There's so much stuff that happening with rocks all the way for quite a while. Folks, I'm overwhelmed. I'm old and I'm tired and I'm overwhelmed. I love it. I love it. But it was suggested that I should find a university student and see if they want to write a paper or something. So I'm going to research that. I got to take some time from making videos on YouTube because I'm just overwhelmed. Let me show you some examples. This stone right here, it's real soft inside. It's naturally made, of course, but I'm pretty sure someone found that stone and they used it for that part of the pump drill. I've had this stone quite a while. But just lately, I've been researching the human face, and it's like I have to look through every rock, and there's a whole new story to try to listen to, and it sort of overwhelms me sometimes. But I've entitled this stone lately "The Four Winds" because it has a human image on each side, and I don't know, I just entitled it "The Four Winds." But I, these, these five stones right here, they're all images, really cool images. And these five stones I just picked up last week. This one I did not clean. It still has dirt on it. I haven't cleaned it yet. But I can see color. I can see images in it. Several, almost from every angle. The color is there. Now, so far, I haven't found one that has... I'm slowly getting calmed down, folks. Slowly, I haven't found one quite as good as that one right there, with the black outline, the bull, the red and all. But I have found this little black outlined horse with the red in there, and I know there's one there, and this is an image I can almost focus on, and then this one is another painted one with, it looks like a horse. Anyway, I thought, okay, I could handle that. And all, and whatever. But let me show you something. And then last week, I found this one and realized it was a horn, part of a. It's not a rock. Doesn't feel like a rock. It's part of a horn that's been fossilized. And so I started looking through every one of my rocks, and I found them everywhere. Here's another one that is a horn. This is part of a horn, I think. large horn. This is a little piece of horn that was carved, and it's got wait, we go. It's got that really neat human face on it. Wait, it's upside down. Right there. And this idea of the human face has just kind of overwhelmed me too, because there's so much I got to look for. But this is, and I just mentioned it just a week ago about a birdstone. There's the angle right there in the bird. It's possibly one of those mechanisms. I don't know. But it's not, it's a bone. It's, I mean, a horn. And this one, it, because of the way that ridge right down through the middle there, and the way it was, the way it looks right now. Anyway, this looks like that mastodon skull out there where they knocked the tusk off from it and then pried it back and forth so they could pop it off. And this is like that. I think it's part of a tusk or something. And it's got that, it's got that face on it right there of that guy with a feather in his hair here. And most of these a lot of human faces I find, they'll be the opposite of that peak. It comes up like that, and the peak allows for the whatever's in the hair or a feather or whatever. But that's that fella right there on a piece of possibly tusk. And then right here is it almost looks like a human image there in a way. Of course, it makes that feather and all, but you can never tell about with these images. And from that angle, it's a bird. Here's a bird, his little feet, tail. For a long time, I looked at that as if that was the eye right there of that bird. But the more I look at it, it looks like that right there is the eye of the bird. And the bird is right here. And back in the background is what appears to be a volcano. Or the whole thing's part of the bird. I'm not sure. But that is what I think is the... Anyway, it's just a whole new thing. I have to go through all those rocks again and find everyone that looks like a horn. And this is that paint is original. That black color is original. And it looks like possibly a cave bear or something from that angle. And this little piece of horn is a bird. My light's not right. We go like this. Well, that's worse. Anyway, there's the bird's eyes right there. And there's a wing on that side and the wing on that side. And it's a bird made from a horn. This is another one that doesn't feel like a stone. It feels like it was made from that, you know. And it's got critters all over it. On this side, it's got that guy. On this side, it's got that guy. And there's really well picked out eyes right there for the head. And it does look a little bit like a bird when it's looking at it that way. And this one, this is another piece of a horn. And it's got images all over it. And this one is semi-awesome. And these are fossilized horn or tusk. And it's just like a whole new study. I gotta look for all these little horns. Anyway, I just got to take a break because this is kind of overwhelming me. And maybe search out some kind of university that wants to help. I don't know what to think. I'm just tired and I'm old. And another study that has come up, you'll notice on this thunderbird, his beak is closed. And this one, his beak is closed. And both of this thunderbird and the other one has a snake that comes over his shoulder and get a hold of its wing. Just as this one has this snake down here on its wing, but the beak is closed. And now this one, the beak on this thunderbird is not closed. It's latched onto that snake, and the snake is latched onto the thunderbird's wing. And of course it's still battle, symbolizing, but neither one is actually getting over on the other. It's almost like there is a balance of some sort. And the image, the human image I find on this one has a well, anyway, I want you to pay close attention to this thunderbird right here and his battle with that snake. And this is a thunderbird with just really awesome carvings for the wings. Some of the color, dark color is still left on that wing and down through the body. But this thunderbird has a snake on each wing, and there's even a strange looking image right here. But the thing I was trying to get across is that this is some sort of pit, and it's got a lot of snakes around it. And I don't think that thunderbird should be there. So when the thunderbird is involved with pits, he don't do so good. Folks, y'all probably already know that rock art is multidimensional, and you can be looking at one image and just turn the rock a little bit, almost any angle, and there'll be a whole different something. And so it's anyway. For instance, this thunderbird and all, if I just laid it down sideways there, you'd see a beautiful running horse with its mane going back like that. Now, this one I was talking about just a second ago, about being the four winds, I was mistaken. This is just one that I wanted to show that I wish I had a camera to show all the color in this, but it has nothing to do with the thunderbird. Well, it might, but that's not the demonstration I'm trying to do. But this little fella, he can just look at him from almost any angle, and I don't know, I called it the four winds. Anyway, what I want to talk about is this multi-dimensional type thing. Now, and this was also a painted stone, and I can turn it and look at it from this direction, it'll blow you away. But what I'm going to show you in this dimension, is this snake right here. There's his eyes. He goes over here like that, and he looks like he's coming out of that pit. Now, I hope you trust me about this. When I see something that looks like, if I can get hold of it, the wings of a bird here and here, and I follow that wing over and find that I can see how they made it to be folded over to give the full dimension to the wing. And I check on that on both sides, and I have found this on both sides. Now there's a pit that goes all the way through there. Now, the friendly Thunderbird he can get upset because that's his head right there, and his beak is wide apart. And he's blowing storm and tempest. And he's firing lightning from his eyes at that snake. So if you all have Thunderbird images and stuff that have holes or pits in them, I'd like to know if it's a bird getting rough. Bye for now, folks, before I get silly. Folks, I'm going to quit making videos for a little while. Not very long. I'll be back. But the weather's warmed up, and I can work on the rock room out there. What I'm setting up out there right now is the large stones. I mean, really big, heavy stones that basically is just kind of halfway incredible. And I'm also trying to separate any, and there's so many, that has a lot of carving on them. It's just going to take me a while because I get out there and start doing that. And then Faces in Stone has got me turned on to looking for these human images and all. And then I have a tendency to every stone I see is a horse and only a horse. So I have that to tin with. This is the Four Winds stone, but I only saw a horse in there for several years. So it's a lot to... Anyway, I've got to put that rock room together so I can do better. Bye for now, folks. Folks, I wanted to say this before I retire for a week or two. Now there's been many times when I'm watching y'all's videos and I feel like you, I don't know, looking at faces and all that. I just want to, many times I want to just reach right through there and just shake you by the shoulders and tell you that what you're imagining as faces in the stone is really parts of animal images. And so I'm sorry, Creek Stain, Faces in Stone, Sling Blade, Ontario, Damien, the other artifacts, and you too, Country Boy Archaeology. Many time I want to cut a switch and take you to the barn, but you're right. You're all right. And I now have realized that the human face is also a very intricate part of the art, the story, or it seems so. But I hope I come back with, in a week or two, with less, well, whatever it is, I need to get less of. Bye for now, folks. You know y'all my friends. I like my friends.